What up, America? It's your boy, Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. I haven't done a single video in quite a minute, but I will talk about this. House Democrats have introduced a bill to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Um, yeah, I mean, we should all know by now that the House is obviously controlled by Democrats. Uh, so yeah, the but yeah, the House just you know created a bill, let alone passed it, um, so they could so they could have a $15 an hour minimum wage. Now, I find now I will say this: it's funny how they want to do that. When I just came from a Mickey D's moments ago, and all of a sudden I was in the drive-through ordering my food. Next thing you know, my order gets fucked up. I mean, and they can't even get the order right. Whoever was running the cash register drive-through, and you meant to tell me that these are the same fools that want to talk about you know imposing fighting for a $15 an hour minimum wage. You see, I don't know about you guys, but in basic economics, if the minimum wage if they do an increase on the minimum wage, you already know the price of everything else will go up. Hell, if the minimum wage gets to $15 an hour, guess what? Small bit small businesses. I know people who run small businesses. Unfortunately for them, they will close shop. I mean, they will have to close shop. They will have to sell everything off. They will either have to, one, reduce employee hours, or two, I mean, let alone two, jack up the prices of everything, and or three, maybe close. I mean, the worst thing they can do is like close shop altogether. Um, yeah, so obviously now it's only in the House, which is run by Democrats, but likely it's not going to pass in the Senate. And if it does pass in the Senate before it gets to the president's desk, obviously it has to go through the Supreme Court. And if I mean, and if it goes to the president's desk, God forbid, you know, God forbid he might sign it into sign it into a law. I mean, but I highly doubt that's likely going to happen anyway. I mean, and it's like this. And here's the killer: if the minimum wage goes up to $15 an hour, you got big corporations like Mickey D's, which I've been to this morning, even though I left there because they called themselves screwing up my order. I mean, especially when I was in a drive-through. Um, Big corporations like Mickey D's and maybe Walmart, they're going to have to end up, cutting staff as well, because what they're going to do is rely on automation. You know, I'm sorry to say this, but raising the minimum wage that high is going to hurt the economy big time. I mean, you may think you may think that that kind of a wage is stagnant, but I'm gonna tell you this: if you wanna make, if you wanna make, I mean, here's the killer. Mickey. If you go to a Mickey D's, or if you apply for a job at Walmart or something like that, I can guarantee you they pay more. They actually pay their employees. I mean, their starting wage is a little bit more than the actual minimum wage. I can guarantee you that. I mean, most Mickey D's around here is like around. I mean, here in Wisconsin, even though they pay their employees a starting wage of like around $9 or $10 an hour, if I can't recall, and Walmart paid their employees like around $11 an hour for a starting wage. I mean, come on now. But yes, people in Wisconsin, especially if you live here in liberal Madison or leftist Milwaukee. I mean, obviously for them, they're the ones they're the main ones that's literally complaining about how I mean the minimum wage in Wisconsin is like $7.25 an hour. And here's another thing: people who say that you can't live off minimum wage, uh, their minimum wage was not intended to be a living wage to begin with. You know, either one, you're going to have to get a second job. Two, apply for a better job that pays better than minimum wage. Or three, probably work your way up to a managerial position. I mean, common sense will literally tell you those three things. But literally nowadays, in the age where people are so attached to their feelings and what have you, they want to push this progressive garbage down everybody's throats. I mean, I can guarantee you that. But yes, the minimum wage. But yes, the House is obviously doing something that's extremely retarded, and I can guarantee you it's going to backfire on them. You know, $15 an hour, $15 an hour for the minimum wage. Come on, you know, either one, go to school, better up your life. Two, work your way up to a managerial position. Three, look for a better job. Or four, you know, save save up so you won't have to worry about complaining about how much you make. I mean, it's that simple. Because either way it goes, when you ask for that $15 an hour minimum wage, your hour's going to get cut big time. You heard it from me first. I mean, don't expect, don't big corporations will obviously reduce hours too. Just like small corporation, small businesses will either one, cut hours, or two, close shop altogether. Especially since I know people who in small businesses as well. All right, I'm Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. I'm signing the heck off. You guys please share this video.